Hey family, so I'm gonna show you what I have done and what you can do for yourself to get a 700 plus credit score with all three bureaus. And it's gonna be a simple process, but most people already know, and maybe you don't. But it's called debt validation. With debt validation, you will be able to start deleting debts off your credit account, and essentially increase your credit score, which will then help you secure your family, keep money in your bank account, empower you to get and reach the goals that you have always planned by having financial peace and just peace, just knowing that hey, you don't owe the money to someone else and your family can keep it. So if you are a black married millennial, this video is for you. If you are someone who want to delete debt off the account, this is videos for you. Before we begin, I'm not a financial advisor. Please talk to your financial advisor. Please talk to a lawyer, whatever you need to do. I'm just someone who done it for themselves, and I'll show you proof about me with showing me doing it. And I hopefully this is helpful to you, right? I'm gonna show you the debt letters. I'm gonna show you my process. I'm gonna show you how to send in complaints also. So let's get right into the video, and I'll show you exactly what I did for myself and what you can do for you. Well, family, so I want to just add value to um, everything that you already have with the budgeting app by showing you something that I did for myself, right? Uh, I don't, let me show you my credit score was at before. So if we take a look at where my credit score was at, um, first let me say, what I want to do is show you how you can um, send in debt validation letters into debt collectors to delete debt off your credit, essentially increasing your credit score, right? But I don't want to just show you how I did it. I actually want to show you that I did it, right? Um, so if we just take a look at what we have here, my credit score back in May 28th, 2024 was 601. It actually used to be in 500. You can only see a year back, but it used to be low. Um, but as you can see, my credit score was at 701. It went from 731 up to 755. At some point, it reached 793, went down back to 731. Um, and at some point, my wife and I had like 10 grand in debt at some point around here, I think. Got rid of that, but also deleted some stuff off my credit. 755, right? And this is on Credit Karma, right? That's TransUnion. This Equifax, same thing. It was at 606, got up to 761. But also one of the hardest ones I think to get your credit score to get raised on for some reason is Experian at 733. But yes, this can be you too, right? On Experian, I started at 607, um, peaked at 698 at some point, 737. So this is just to show you that what I'm about to show you isn't just something that I never done before. It's not theoretical. It is stuff I actually did, right? I'm gonna show you exactly the letters. You'll be able to get the letters yourself, but I just want to show you exactly what to do, right? So I will say this. I never deleted off credit card debt, right? So if there's credit card debt, maybe a house loan, stuff like that, I'm not saying to dispute that, right? I haven't done that. I'm not going to tell you to do that myself. You could get in trouble for that. And let me say, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. Please speak to your lawyer, to your financial advisor. I'm just someone sharing information that I have done for myself, right? This is what I have done. Feel free for you to take it for yourself and do it for yourself. But as you can see, my credit score for Experian is 733 and 661 for Equifax and TransUnion is 655, right? And my current debt, I had trouble figuring out what my current debt was at. I don't really have any. My wife and I had 10 grand of debt, credit card debt. I will say the way we paid that off, it was literally just the provision of the Lord. My wife and I, well, my wife really getting like these not magical, but these checks from her jobs like that help us pay that off. So we was able to pay it off with a lump sum. However, we did have a plan for our budgeting. Our budgeting was the plan, and we were sticking to our plan. But glory to God that it got paid off way sooner than what we wanted to pay off, right? But as you can see, the only debt that we have right now is $200 in credit card debt. There is some IRS stuff because we made a lot of money last year that we have to pay them. But my collection, there's nothing in collections because I was able to delete everything off collections. So we're gonna get right into it. So the plan to get rid of your any debt that you have on your credit is to send in debt validation letters. So by law, um, the debt collector has to validate that they have the right to collect the debt from you. If they cannot validate it, they have to delete it, right? Once again, this is not for, I'm not saying this is for credit cards, house loans, like that. This is for simple stuff that I had in my debt, like um, gas and electric bill, medical bills, my wife, I think she had a medical bill in there, stuff like that. So this isn't, a loan shark, right? A loan taking loan sharks off your deck, right? But once again, this is for you to use however you want to. Um, but yeah, and what I did, right, is I used these two debt collection letters here, and um, you know, if you depending on how you seen this, you might have already gotten this or not, but you have access to these debt validation letters. So where I highlighted that is where you just put your information in. Um, Essentially, you can feel free to read this stuff, right? You'll put in information here. So you'll put your name, your address, the date. This right here is the debt collector. So whomever is trying to collect you on that debt, you put their name there. Then when you do this, right? Be sure that when you Google, because that's what you gotta do. You have to Google uh, that information, but you want to figure out where you can send in letters, right? Sometimes the address there isn't their mailing address, so find what their mailing address is before you do it, because you want to make sure it gets to them, right? And I'll show you another way we make sure that these letters get to them and that they have to sign for them. So now you will run into some places where they have PO boxes, right? It is okay to send it to a PO box. When we send in the letters, we'll send it in what I call, what the USPS calls certified mail. So certified mail pretty much allows you to track your letters that you send in, but also forces them to have to sign for it, right? But I have sent this to PO boxes before, and it has been picked up, it has been signed for. And I'll get into this a little later, right? So after that, you just want to put in their mailing address. If you have the account number that's associated to you, give them the account number also, right? Just make sure you have your full name, and that's the most important thing. Have the account number, put the account number there. You fill this in. Feel free to read this. This is for them. This is just say, hey, like you have to validate it. You cannot just collect this debt. They have to start trying to collect it. And you give them 30 days pretty much. You give them 30 days to reply back with debt validation. Um, so we fill that in, right? And this is the requested information you're requesting by law. Uh, and then you do not sign it. This is not for you to sign. It's for them. A lot of times they don't even send this letter back, right? But you don't send your signature in at all. And this just tells them that they must return something within 30 days, right? Now here is the important part because this is what they normally do. When you normally send in a debt validation letter, they'll send something back, but what they'll send back, and they did it to me twice. They send back a copy, right? A photocopy of the bill, right? So I disputed my wife and I had gotten evicted at one point, right? Um, and I disputed the eviction, right? Got that dropped off, and they sent us the ledger, right? I disputed AT&T. It was like $1,300. Got that dropped off, and what they did before it got dropped off was they sent also a copy of the bill, right? That is not validation of debt. What they do, that is a scare tactic. They send you a copy of the ledger, a copy of the bill, to make you feel like, oh, well, I guess I do owe them. You do not owe them. That's not how they validate letters. So it's great when they do that, right? Because if you know that's not debt validation, it gives you a leverage and one up because now you know you can send a second letter, right? So when you get that, and if you get that, don't be afraid, right? So this first letter will either prompt them to just delete it, or they would send in, it's actually three things, or they would send in, um, a photocopy of the bill. Once again, a photocopy of the bill is not debt validation. And then the third thing, they actually might have all the information that they need. If they can give you all this stuff, right, to show that they actually have the right to collect it for you, or collect the money from you, then here's the thing. Then you do have to pay it. There's nothing we can do on that end, but this is the process you can take. And I'm right now 100% for me. 100% of the times that I try to validate the debt through a debt collector or validate debt from a debt collector, it's been deleted, right? As you see from my account, my credit score is up and I owe no money on my debt, right? On my credit account. So when they send and if they send in a letter or a copy that's not all this information, but it's just a copy of the bill, the next thing, right? You go to your mailing office, right? You send this in the mail, but you send it certified mail, right? So I just mentioned this earlier, but certified mail give you a tracking number. So for those who might want to just put this tracking number in, you're seeing, and this is the reason why you keep this. So let me say this: you always keep these, right? You keep these. The reason why you keep this, and I also will show you, is that you need proof that you sent this, right? You need proof that mail was sent to the debt collector. So if they do not validate the debt, we can send a complaint in, and then after that complaint get placed in, it gets dropped off, right? So anyway, it did not make it, right? I would never have known it didn't make it to them if I didn't track it. I knew that I didn't make it to them, so I just sent another letter, right, with a new tracking number on there, and the new one made it to them. The first one didn't, right? But however, you send it certified mail. Certified mail is going to cost you around, I think, $10 to send certified mail. So be prepared for that cost. Um, so $10 send a certified mail. You keep these, right? You keep these until they delete it, until everything is resolved, right? So if they don't, so once they send you something back, and if it is a copy of the bill that is not debt validation, you want to send in a second letter. So second letter, same thing. You put in information that you put in from last stuff, right? You change the date. You want to have the collector's name, their PO box, or that mailing address. Pretty much, you're doing the same thing. You tell them to validate um, the the debt, that they can collect it in 30 days, if not delete it, right? And now it's a demand. You're demanding them to delete it, a list of things that they need. You're quoting laws here. Once again, I am not your financial advisor. I'm not claiming to be a financial advisor. I'm just someone who knew how to do research and just was able to do something for themselves. These are your demands. And at this point, you send it in. You fill in the blanks here. And once again, you send it certified mail. Now, this process is going to take possibly up to 30 to 60 days, depending on when they delete it and if they delete it. The reason why it takes 30 days minimum is because each letter allows them. So anyway, you send a certified mail. You give them another 30 days. So it might take 30 to 60 days because it's two letters you're sending out. And you send out a third, that's obviously 90 days. So your next step. Now, I would say at the making of this video, May 25th, 2025, I have heard rumors that Trump is planning to remove this site from usage, but it's up right now, so take advantage of it. Anyway, if these two letters do not work, they didn't validate the debt properly. What you do here, you come here and you make a complaint. You start a new complaint. In this complaint, listen, I love it. So you pretty much go through this all this stuff here. I'm not gonna go through it, but you'll go through this, right? I've been through it already. I made a complaint. I made a complaint to uh, the regional people here, right? I'm sorry. Uh, Raiders Global Solution is who I made a complaint to because they didn't delete my debt. I pretty much had to put in all the information here that I, pretty much the steps I taken, right? Also, the biggest thing, because I saved these, right? Um, I was able to take proof that I sent it to them and proof that they did not respond back. And I put the tracking code here in the complaint. I added in information, but this is actually the level. letter that they sent me, and this would prompt me to send one more letter and also just go ahead and report them. So as you can see, I reported them and I added that letter in there, or that letter that they sent me, and I also added both of these certified tracking or certified mail receipts for proof, right? And I put that here, and you know, here's the thing, right? It got sent to the company. Company was working on it. Company responded, and it was removed, right? Um, the debt was removed from my account, right? And which once that got removed, my credit score shot up to where it's at right now. And actually go through here and see other people's complaints, right? I'm not going to go through that process, but you can see other people's complaints and see that they had very high success with getting debt deleted. But yes, that is my full process. That is my process to getting a credit score above 700. In your 30s, 20s, whatever you're at. Um, there's other things that you should do that you ought to do. I'm not gonna go into this video, but long story short, if you use your or you have credit cards, you can essentially have your credit score go up because you have debt, not debt, because you own credit cards, because of the how long you had it for, the amount of credit, credit limit you have, stuff like that. Those things do play a part. If you look at Credit Karma, you can see what plays a part. So those are other things you want to work on. But the biggest things that will hold you back is the debt. So as long as you can get those debts deleted off your account, your credit score can go up, and essentially you can just help your family out. You can stop spending money or paying money to pay off debts and start putting money into your pocket and your mutual funds, your Roth IRAs, stuff like that. And but yes, I hope that was beneficial. I know it might have been a little boring and stuff like that, but this is the process that I personally take to get debt deleted off, and I hope it is helpful for you. And if you have not done it yet, go ahead and sign up for getgreenbook.com, which is a budget app for Black millennial married or Black married millennials. This is something that we can use to secure our family finances, to have empowerment, to have financial freedom through this app. And these are the things, or at least the bonuses you'll be getting with the app too, is stuff like this because I'm very focused on building wealth for my family, and this is what this app's going to do for you. It's going to help you build wealth for your family. So go ahead and get connected on at getgreenbook.com, and I hope this was helpful for you.